Hey everybody, welcome back. I hope you're doing really well. Today's video we're going to be doing some burgundy, cranberry, autumnal, fall, whatever you want to call it, makeup vibes. I've recently got some beautiful new products and they all just kind of scream autumnal makeup. It's starting to get a little bit chillier, so it's time. I do actually have a new product for brows that I've been loving recently. This is the Eyeliner Brow Wax. It's just like a clear brow gel similar to the Anastasia Brow Freeze, which I used to love. I'm using it for about a week or so and I'm loving it. So just taking a little spoolie and I'm just going to brush that through my brows. I don't really do too much with my brows. I just want them to be a little bit more uniformed. I'm so excited to do this makeup. Honestly, wait until you see the palette. It is gorgeous. I love the finish of this. It's not sticky or shiny, so it just looks really natural. Yeah, if you are into your brow waxy products, this is a really good one. Moving on to skin, I want to do a really nice glowy, very fresh base. So I'm going to start off with the NARS Radiance Primer. I absolutely love this. This has SPF 35 in it, so really good for every day. And just taking that and working it into my skin, it just gives you this beautiful glow. I love this. I wear it quite a lot on its own as well when I don't want to wear makeup and I feel like my skin just needs like waking up. The Light Reflecting Eye Brightener from NARS is actually a newish product for me and I've been obsessed with it. Very similar to the NARS Soft Matte Concealer, which I absolutely love, but it's just a little bit more brightening. Say if that concealer and a corrector had a baby, it would be that. And I just love it. So I'm just taking a brush and kind of just patting this anywhere that I feel like I need a little bit of brightness. I felt kind of rough this week. I feel like everyone's got some weird sort of like bug. I've been really run down and like not sleeping. I feel like the dark circles are just... they're giving it away. This is so lightweight as well, it literally feels like you have nothing on your skin, but look at the difference. I've been using this just kind of underneath makeup when I want a bit more of like a polished finish, and it is a dream. Anywhere else you feel like you get little bits of darkness, so maybe like around the nose, sometimes on my chin. But it's the best noise in the whole world. On to foundation, I have been obsessed with the Rabanne Beauty Fresh Touch Foundation. I've been using this pretty much every day and I feel like it is probably my favourite foundation of the year. I just absolutely love it. It's just so glowy and gorgeous. The coverage is just perfect. It's kind of just everything that I like in a foundation. It catches the light so nicely. It's just beautiful. I want that nice fresh finish to the skin. I want most of the focus to be on the eyes. Something about like wintry toned eyes and like fresh skin that just does something. And this is a House Labs foundation brush. I absolutely love this. It's a really nice shape and size. It just blends your foundation so quickly. To concealer, we've got a brand new launch from YSL. This is the All Hours Concealer. I'm a big fan of the All Hours foundation, so I was very excited for this. I actually went along to the event, had a beautiful dinner, and we got to try it, and oh my god, this concealer is gorgeous. I love the shape of the brush as well. It's got this big kind of triangle shaped brush. Perfect for getting right in there. And this is the shade LN4, so a little bit lighter than my foundation to give me a bit of brightness. Like the perfect amount of product comes out as well, you don't get too much. I'm going to start buffing that in. I always leave my eyes till last, I want them to have the longest to sort of marinate. This concealer is beautiful, it just blends so seamlessly. Gorgeous, look at that glow. Set underneath my eyes a little bit with the Maybelline 24 Hour Stay Powder, just to take a little bit of shine out and make sure we don't get any creasing. And I never like to use too much powder, but just a little bit. Vive Modern Bronzer in the shade Medium. Absolutely adore this. I feel like this is all I really use. And I'm just going to create a subtle, almost more of like a contour than an all over bronze. I have got the most beautiful blush to use and I kind of want the focus to be very blushy skin. I feel like that gives me that wintry, like cold skin look, but I do need a little bit of shape going on. What I love about this bronzer, it is really versatile. You can really easily layer it and do like a very bronzy all over skin, and it also works really nicely as a more shadow contour. Just gonna run some of that across my nose, and then I'm gonna do a little bit around my forehead as well. Now blush, as promised, we have got a beautiful product to use. This is from Patrick Ta. I love Patrick Ta, but these products, they just look so gross so soon. I literally got this yesterday and it just looks dirty. But cream and powder duo, this is the shade She's Flushed. It almost looks a little bit more corally on camera, but it is a bit more, it's actually a deeper sort of like cranberry tone. Maybe you can see it better there. I'm going to go in with the cream first, build that up, and then if we want to go in with the powder we can do, but I quite like the finish of a cream blush. Ooh, yes, that is the perfect tone for what I want to do with my eyes. I actually love using a blush tone that I don't normally use. It makes the biggest difference to your face. I tend to stick with like peachy, corally kind of shades. Whenever I use something more pink or more berry toned, it literally makes your face look completely different. It's so fun. Oh, the finish of it as well. The cream is so nice. I'm actually going to like lightly dust it all the way along here. And I'm just going to go with my finger actually and intensify the really high points. I want majority of the colour to be there. And then just like a light dusting of it across there. The finish of these blushes is so beautiful. Like it makes your skin look so healthy. I love Patrick Tar. Like none of their products have ever done me wrong. I'm gonna go in with a tiny bit of the powder on the bottom just to almost kind of like set it. You still get that beautiful glow from the cream, but it just feels a little bit more set. I'm gonna take the Rare Beauty Mesmerize highlight. This is so gorgeous. Oh my god, look at that mirror. And I'm just gonna subtly highlight the very high points. Yeah, I feel like once we get the eyes on and we have that like cranberry, the very glowy skin, it's gonna be, woo, well, hopefully. And I'm gonna run a little bit of that down my nose. Love that. Okay, I feel like skin is done. That is exactly what I was going for. Very like editorial, glossy, glowy, all of it. Going on to eyes. This is very, very exciting. I bang on about these Beauty Bay palettes all the time. I think they are amazing. These are 42 colours. Quality of the Beauty Bay eyeshadows are incredible for the price point. I always say to people, if you want one palette that you're going to get the most use out of, always go for one of these. And this is the Rich Rich. And look at this. Oh, gorgeous. So I feel like I'm very drawn to these kind of shades. I do have sort of greeny eyes, so things like this always like really make my eyes pop. Like a deep berry, cranberry kind of vibe. This area traumatizes me because it reminds me of when everyone was first doing makeup and we were obsessed with like orange cut creases. So I feel like that just does not very much for me. So I think these kind of tones are, shimmers are so gorgeous as well. Let's just see what happens. Take a mixture of Mulberry and Shiraz, this kind of reddy and purpley, just to create a kind of like in-between wine sort of shade. I think I'm literally just gonna go full lid with that. Let's chuck that on. Ooh, I mean, look at the pigment immediately. Using quite a big brush at first just to pack that onto the lid. Taking a slightly smaller brush with the same mixture, we're gonna start buffing it out. Just make sure we get into all the corners. That colour is gorgeous. And I always have a clean brush on hand just to really buff those edges out. And I'm going to start sort of bringing it out into a wing. Just like a nice subtle diffused one. Do the same on this side really quick, and then I feel like I can figure out where I want to go with it. So just taking that clean brush and just kind of buffing up whatever's left. I love that one colour all the way up. And I'm going to use a little pencil brush and just do the same underneath. Just keeping it closer to the bottom lash line. These colours just make every eye colour pop as well. I want to use one of the shimmers. I just don't feel like I can not do that. So there is actually one called Cranberry, which I think I'm going to use a little bit of, kind of just like inner corner, and just bring it up slightly across, but mainly focused inner corner, if that makes sense. And that's so subtle, but it just catches the light really nicely. It complements that glowy skin as well. Whenever I do looks like this, I'm like, this is why I love makeup. So easy to just do the same thing every day, and I feel like everyone is so guilty of that. And then you actually play with it and you're like, wow, this shit is fun. And last thing, we're going to take one of the new Iconic London Kajal liners. These are like a duo ended. You've got a precision end and a chunkier end. This is the shade Plum, and I've been loving this. I actually used this the other day and I was just obsessed with it. So I'm going to take the chunkier end and I'm just going to tight line with that. You know me, we've got to make it a little bit smokier. I'm actually going to run that along the top lash line. Very subtle, but it adds a little bit of a liner and slightly more definition. The second I tight line, I'm like, I'm alive. I'm alive now, this is it. This is living. These are like the easiest thing to create liner with as well. Really see these like deep winey red purple tones being everywhere this like autumn winter. And I love that and I welcome it because it's very fun. I feel like this look just needs some nice chunky lashes, so we're going to use the Benefit Fan Fest mascara. I've been loving this recently, it's so nice. So I'm just going to start building up my lashes. This is really good because you can do a very like day-to-day lash with it. And then when you go in with that second coat, it's just like, oh, okay, night lash, which I love. I love a mascara that I can use for multiple vibes. Super lengthening as well, very black. I love that. Okay, Okay, just got lips to go and then we're done. Take MAC lip liner in Whirl. I absolutely love this. I feel like it's the perfect, slightly more berry nude. It's one of those shades that it just works with whatever look you've got on. So with this, I feel like it really brings out the kind of berry tone, but it's still kind of like brownie nude enough, if that makes sense. It's such a versatile liner colour. Love that. I'm actually going to go over my freckles with that as well. While we're here, I feel like this skin needs some freckles. And taking a little bit of Cash Beauty True Nude, I'm just going to apply that in the centre. Just buff it in. And there we go. That is the finished look. I'm obsessed with how that turned out. This is like exactly what I wanted in my head. I feel like I'm going to use that palette to absolute death over the next few months. The finished look for today's video. Thank you so much for watching this and thank you for being here. As always, all the products that I've used will be linked in the description box down below. I hope you have a beautiful rest of the day wherever you are and I will see you very soon. Love you.